I waited an age for these two pelicans to look towards each other rather than the other way. Well, it didn't happen for me, but why don't we use simple copy and paste techniques along with layers in Photoshop to get these two pelicans to oblige me? I'm going to start here by just removing the lock from the background layer. All that does is to separate the image from the canvas. So now I need to extend my canvas. So let's go to the image menu, canvas size. I'm going to anchor my image on the right hand side, and what I'm going to do here is to select the width as percentage. I'm not sure how much I need, so let's just put in 50%. We'll crop away what we don't want a little while later. Now what I need to do is to select the pelican on the right hand side with the background water and copy that and transpose it to the left side. So I'm going to copy it to a new blank layer. Let's go to the rectangular marquee tool. I'm going to draw around about there. This edge, I want a reasonable gap between the edge of the frame because this is going to be the right hand edge of the image in a moment. So this pelican now I can copy to a new blank layer with Ctrl J, and using the move tool I can move the pelican to the right. But you can see the sort of problem we have here. So what we need to do here is to make this edge nice and soft. To do that, we can select it in layers. We can go down to the bottom and we can apply a layer mask. Now we're going to be painting black onto this mask. We can use any tool in the entire toolbox, but the best one here I think is going to be the gradient tool. Now we'll find that just here. Sometimes it's locked with the paint bucket. There's the gradient tool. From the options at the top of the screen, what we need is, first of all, sorry, I went to the wrong place there. First of all, we need the basics, and this is the option. It's foreground color, which in our case is black, to transparent, and there we see it. What I can now do is to click right on that line, just a little bit inside, and drag to the left. And what I'm doing is making that very, very soft. Now, you can see I can go too far, but I can go to that point, but then I can compress the gradient so that I'm not impacting on the beak of the bird on the right. Now all I need to do is a bit of cropping. So let's pick up the crop, drag that into the edge of there, drag this one into around about that point, and I've got my two birds facing one another. Saving this as a Photoshop file will retain both those layers, of course, but we can flatten the image when we're ready. Now, if I wanted the birds to be closer together, I can achieve that. Let me select the bird above on the left-hand side, pick up the move tool, and I'm going to move the guy much closer, something like that. What I can do here is I can do a little bit of manual work because I can go back to my layer mask and select it. And don't do this until you've actually saved your first version. Now, with black selected as the foreground color in my color picker, I'm going to pick up a standard soft edge brush. To be honest, I think I use this brush almost entirely in my photography. Looking up at the top of the screen, you can see I've got the opacity set at 100%. The flow I've set really low down. Now I can increase the size of my brush and I can do some delicate brushing over the beak of the bird here. So I've actually moved my pelicans a little bit closer. And of course it would need another crop, and we're getting quite close to a square. And that may not be a bad idea for this particular image. So let me pick up my crop tool. I'll drag into that point, I don't know, that looks pretty good to me, I think. I'm going to hit the enter key, and there we have the image complete. I was fortunate enough just a couple of days ago to be on a headland near to where I live, where I can photograph ospreys in flight. But then Murphy's Law rears its ugly head and the birds almost come too close, and it's very difficult to keep the bird in the frame. There's nothing been cropped here. This is the full frame from a Canon R5. But what I need here is plenty of space in front of the bird. Well, the technique we've just looked at is going to be perfect here too. So let's do much the same here. Let's remove the lock, go to Image, Canvas Size. Here we're going to add canvas on the right, so we'll lock the image to the left. Change to percentage and I'll put about 75. Same theory, add more than I need and I can always crop back later. Control 0 will fit the image on screen. Now I'm going to pick up my rectangular marquee tool and I'll pick this area here, hit Control J. Now with the move tool I need to move that to the right. Now of course we've got to do something with that cloudscape because of the straight line, but we're not going to see this cloud here, are we? In actual fact, it may be helpful if I just crop that away. Let's put that to about that position. Because what I'm going to do with the top part here, there's a couple of things we could do. We could just do exactly the same as before, but what I could always do is to flip this layer over. And to do that, which puts the blue on the right more towards the bird, you'll see as I go to my edit menu, transform, flip horizontal. So now with the move tool selected, I just need to overlap a little bit and apply my layer mask exactly the same as before. And on the mask, using exactly the same settings as before, we can affect, look at the straight edge down there, just click and drag to the right, go a little bit further than you need so you know where the limit is, come back to that point, let's pick up my crop tool here, crop back to that point, look at the composition now, far better than it was, hit the tick, Control 0, I missed that a little bit, didn't I? Let's do that crop again. There we have the image. This copy and paste solution is a technique that I've used for 20 plus years. It can be used again and again in many different scenarios. Now when you think about it, this is no different to what the clone or the healing brushes do. In this case, just on a slightly larger scale, but the principle is exactly the same. There are some Photoshop techniques that have become universal. This is one of those. I'll see you in the next video.